Hello, everybody. I'm up here, but that's down there. Okay, this is a drum lesson. I'm going to make this one specifically for John Bonham pedal technique. Because, yes, I went over my old video that's a John Bonham pedal drum lesson, and it is 40 minutes of me just babbling on about stuff. So I'm going to cut right to the chase here. That other video is more of a discussion. There is some John Bonham actual technique and stuff in there, but this one is dedicated to it. Okay, now what I'm going to say is, check this out. There's not a lot of footage of a side view of Bonham playing the drums. But there is some that I'm going to put a link in my video where you can see little snippets. Boo. Little snippets of Bonham from Madison Square Garden, the 27th, 28th, or 29th, when they're recording there. Somebody has a 16mm camera, and you can see little snippets where Bonham's playing. He always seemed to wear the same kind of white tennis shoes. Honest to God, if you go back and kind of look, Bonham sort of had on, I don't know, Saucony, Nike, whatever they were, but you'll see he has the same sort of really white, clean gym shoes on every time. Just notice that. Anyway, but there's a couple little shots there where you can see Bonham playing the drums from the side. You can see, he's got his amber Vista lights and he's playing. But what's interesting about the clip, and I've seen it before, but I went back specifically to find it, and I'm going to make this fast, is that you can really see there's a few, sometimes he plays straight up, heel down. Okay? So then when he goes on the Bonham stuff, the heel comes up. But watch it. You'll see him do some stuff, I think in Dazed Confused, where his heel is down. Anyway, but I'm going to make this specific, okay? I have my Speed King pedal on there, and the other one I didn't. The other fella, Groove Drumming, great drummer, does great videos. He has a really good video on it, too. I naturally usually kind of bury the beater a little. He does not, which I think is more like Bonham actually did it. But you never know. Anyway, well, I don't know. I don't even know how much I bury the beater. You'll see in a minute. Anyway, so this is a specific video, okay, which I'm going to make because I should have one. Mine was kind of crappy, so here's mine. All right. So, what we're going to do. Okay. So you can see the whole package. Okay, that's the whole package. All right. So again, in some of the John Bonham, in this footage you see from the side of the stage, you see him kind of like. Now, even though my heel goes up a smidge, he's definitely not like this the whole time. You know what I mean? It's really more. Now, there's two things going on here. One, the Bonham geeks, which I am, to see exactly how he did it, but also what works, right? I mean, so, Days, you can see him on there. Now, Groove Drumming puts that on there, too. He plays it very well. That's one of my favorite parts, too. It's like a gallop, right? He does it all over the place. It's kind of Achilles' Last Stand, but he does it in live renditions of Moby Dick, which, honestly, I have read and heard, and you probably have too, is that's kind of where they came up with the idea of Achilles' Last Stand, is in that okay, from Dazed Confused Live. All right. So again, it seems like, as I said in the other one, it's the toes. It's not really the toe. It's kind of, get ready. It's kind of, I should be specific. Okay, this. Okay, of course it's not my left foot, it's my right. It's kind of really that. Okay, let me put my thick sock back on. Whoops. Time out. All right, so anyway. So back to the actual Bonham technique, not rambling. Okay, I know I'm rambling. All right. So, again, you definitely don't want to bury the beater, right? Especially in John Bonham stuff. I mean, because of the nature of the way the drum I do not have felt in here. I don't have any felt, so I just taped on a little bit of a paper towel, which you can't see, which kind of slightly muffles it a little. Okay, and you'll notice there's no port, okay, so it's, even though it says Yamaha on there, cut me some slack, I needed a head. which is probably the same as maybe a DB1000, which is probably what Bonham used. Ludwig, that is. All right, so here we go. No more yapping. People, I pay good money to see your videos. Don't talk so much, you prick. That's what I seem to hear a lot of, especially in that video. So, all right. So, here we go. Okay, so that's kind of how I play. You'll notice it does come off the hat. I'm definitely not going. Even though often I do play that way. But yes, in all fairness, I think Bonham does let the head breathe. But then again, maybe a lot of times people do that. They don't maybe really realize that that's what they do. Okay? Anyway, so especially at fast tempos, it is going to breathe anyway. So you'll notice, even though the pedal isn't coming all the way back, it's not really sitting on there, okay? Again, so what we'll do is with the Bonham technique, which I think isn't necessary, again, in this case, like with triplets, it's not something Bonham invented, it's just the way he played, and I think, indeed, anybody who plays a pedal, or at least a regular pedal back in the day that wasn't doubled, it required you to sort of figure out that instead of just playing totally heel down, but you don't have any volume. Okay? So, if you, especially on pedals, you know, he might have. I don't know. I mean, he might have used, people say, well, sometimes he used one of these. I don't know. I mean, I think short of having any footage, strictly speaking, in Bonham Geekville, people will say, well, he did this, but maybe they assume he did because maybe to them that's what they have to do to get it. Ultimately, it's whatever you have to do to get the pattern, okay? Don't be like, well, if you're not doing it John Bonham's way, you're not doing it, you know, okay? So again, with the pedal, you'll get more speed and power with the heel up a little. Okay? That's what I tried to do before and I failed. Okay, Bonham really didn't do it that often. But again, if you want to get really good with the pedal, a la Bonham, practice. Remember that pad of your foot just below the toe. It's also your toe too. But anyway, so here's some patterns Bonham did, right? Okay, that stuff you can't really. The best thing to do is just to practice it slow. Okay? Bear in mind, if you play heel down, try lifting your foot up a little. Okay? I'm trying to be pragmatic about this. So instead of going, lift your heel up, use that part of your foot and go, how's it go? Okay? Do you know what I mean? So, let's do that. Here's an exercise. That's a great exercise to John Bonhamify and eventually you'll naturally get the technique I think that he used, that he employed, in my opinion, to get it, okay? So remember, you're just going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on the hat, and 2 and 4 on the snare. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Those are on and-does, okay? 1E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and okay? Do that as long as you can, okay? That is a great one to really build up the John Bonham rabbit foot feel that Jimi Hendrix said, okay? Or maybe, I don't know if Hendrix said it or one of the, I don't know. Anyway, Elvin Jones. All right. So there's sort of a couple different angles. To get, oftentimes in Bonham groupings, he put a double in there, okay? People will call it a triplet, because the triplet actually occurs on the hi-hat. Okay? hi-hat is 1. 1 and that is the triplet, but Bonham isn't playing a triplet on the... Okay, he's not doing that when he does the good times, bad times and stuff. It's... Okay, you'll notice there every one of those is just a double. Ba-ba, okay? So employ, when you practice this riff, it helps with that. And of course, especially, specifically the triplet feel with the... the triplet. Okay, that's quarter notes on the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay. Okay, you can, and then once you start getting faster, Moxie, I love you, I'll be up soon. That's a great exercise. Deep boom bop boom boom bop boom boom bop boom. And then as you start speeding it up, you get the communication breakdown. Okay? That's what happens. Okay? So those 2 exercises. Whoop. I have a funny story to tell you about my hands, which I'll tell you at the end, because I don't want to piss off all the people that complain about me talking so much. Okay. What happens is, the 2 exercises which are the best. Okay, this one's more in straight 4/4ville. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, and then in Tripletberg, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Those are 2 priceless exercises, okay? Bear those in mind. Hand story coming up. All right. And again, what I call the John Bonham turnaround, it's sort of a misnomer, but you hear it everywhere he plays. Okay, you hear it in Wanton's song. You hear it there, Bonzo's Montreux. I forget exactly how the riff goes. I think that's it. Bear with me. It's just been a while since I've listened to it. I'm not a Bonham. I don't want you to think I'm like, oh my God, he hasn't listened to Montreux for a while. He's not remembering. I kind of remember it, but that's not the purpose of the video. All right, so he does it all over the place. Since I've Been Loving You. Well, I don't know if he does it in Since I've Been Loving You. He might do it in the live version. But he does it all over that Dazed Confused. And then when he goes to the main groove of that. Okay? Do you hear it? That bop-boop-boop-bop-boom is everywhere in John Bonham's playing. So here's another one. I did this in another video. That is a great exercise. Ba-boop-boop-ba-boop, 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 ba-boop-boop-ba-boop. Ba-boop-boop-ba-boop, ba-boop-boop-ba-boop. Okay, okay. So 1 and 2 and 3. Real slow. exercise. Da -da 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 -da. And you can also loop it. Ba -ba 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 -ba. Okay. Now that one differs a teeny bit from the other one, which still goes, so instead of, the other one similar to it goes. Okay, that's more the straight triplet-y one, okay, versus the turnaround-y one of the other one, okay? So again, the three exercises. Not that last part, but you know what I mean? That's the first exercise. And then the other one is more the straight, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, what I just did. This one is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and snare 2 and 4, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, that's the other, and then the one I just did, get it? Ba boop boop ba, okay? Those three exercises are the golden rule, okay, of Bonhamdom, okay, specifically to Bonham. Again, I'm going to put a link to the side footage of Bonham playing the drums. Somebody took 16mm footage. Well, I'll leave the camera there. Which is sort of annoying at points, because the person still has 1968, 1969 sort of a awareness and sort of vision of using the camera. There's a couple times he does the zoom in, zoom out, which is so like 1960-70, but so we're going to punch him in the head. But apart from that, he doesn't do it all the time. You can see a good shot of Bonham playing, okay? A lot of the time, it really does appear to be a lot more foot down than you think. That has to be cleaner. And you'll notice in the older days, a quick by the by, a quick Terry Keating, is that Bonham used to do more stuff like this. Than he used to later. Okay, so that's not really a triplet. In my other video, Black Dog, I call it a triplet, but it's really a 3-note pattern. And you can, again, you practice it slow. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and if you go real slow, and sometimes to get that effect, that control on the 3, you'll find you move your toe back more to the, I don't know, the fulcrum perhaps, or whatever that scientific phrase is, okay? Hang on. What is it? Oh, yeah. See, of course I'm not doing it that well right now. But anyway, what am I doing? Okay, apparently Unfortunately, for me to do it, I have to bury the beater a little. At least today I do. So bear with me. Remember, I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. Anyway, so that is ultimately the key with the John Bonham foot technique, okay? You don't need a Speed King, okay? You can use these pedals are great. A Camco. Atomic Camco. Bonham would have used one, I'm sure, if they were invented then. Well, maybe they were. I don't know. Or you could use the Yamaha FP700 pedal I've been using. Or you can use Groove Drum, and I'm not sure what pedal he has. I don't think he has a Speed King on there, although he may. I don't know. I sort of remember a chain. But anyway, the pedal proper doesn't matter. I mean, it kind of does, but it's no big deal, okay? It's not the end of the world if you're not using it. All right, so let me tell the story. Remember, those exercises I showed you will, honest to God, will give you the Bonham right foot. It's not as difficult as you think it is. Take my word for it. You just got to practice it, okay? Here's the story of my hands real fast. You always got to put some comedy in. I had an eBay auction. I used to sell quite a bit of stuff on eBay. Anyway, so I had a picture of something in my hands. It was like a new old stock Ludwig rail consulate or something. Nice chrome, and I was holding it, and the picture's like observe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Give me a piece. Give me any kind of drum piece thingy I have here. Well, let's assume it's this. So I use these sonar. These are good double the cymbal holders. Anyway, let's say it's this. I'm like, look at this. Here's a lovely part. Yeah, look at the chrome. You know what I mean? So I got an email or I don't know, a question from somebody that says, hey, I really like the way your hands look. Would you mind? I could use a hand model. Would you mind holding a cucumber, zucchini, or a kielbasa? That's a true story. Jim, you know who you are. So, of course, I sent him back like, I forget what I said to him. But, of course, it was my cousin Jim fooling around. So I thought that was kind of funny. So these are like the George Costanza hands, and then he grabs the iron or whatever. Anyway, but honest to God, people, okay? You don't need a Speed King, okay? What I taught you here is really, if you just do those exercises, boop, boop, ba, boop, 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 ba, boop, boop, okay? Ba, boop, boop, ba, boop, ba, boop, boop, ba, boop, ba, boop, boop, ba, boop, ba, boop, boop, ba, or ba, boop, boop, 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 ba, boop, okay? I'm telling you, I know that sounds silly, but just do those. You will get the mojo, okay? Again, this was just the strict John Bonham thing. I'm going to put the link to that video you watched him playing from the side, okay? Thank you. And again, watch Groove Drummond's videos too. He has a great bass drum video. But remember, I'm me, so I needed to rectify my situation with people being upset that my John Bonham video wasn't an actual, straight-up, actual John Bonham video. You know what I'm saying? Where's a kielbasa? I'll have to hold this drumstick instead. Hey. Yeah. Whoops. Okay.